Hey guys, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I want to show you a very simple recipe from my new book, Everyday Cook, which is out now. This is the quick fix pantry chicken, which is basically all about using ingredients, store-cupboard ingredients that you're going to have in your kitchen that is very easy to throw together and makes the most unctuous and delicious sauce over some chicken thighs. You can serve this with broccoli, you could serve this with rice, you could serve this with pasta. It is up to you what you do with it, but I want to show you the very simple method that makes for delicious chicken. So start off with a nice hot pan. We're going to add a splash of olive oil. Once the pan is up to temperature, I'm going to use some nice smoky bacon here. Really, if you can get your hands on smoky bacon, it's going to add lots of flavor to this dish. But any lardons or pancetta you can get your hands on, that will do the job too. Straight in, get it sizzling, and get it fried off. Now, the whole crux of this recipe, and the reason I want to show it to you, is that it is completely interchangeable, and the whole idea is that you use ingredients that you have to hand in the store cupboard. I've got something like white wine, but if you don't have this, you could swap it in with something that's sharp, maybe an apple cider vinegar. If you don't have honey, a little sprinkle of brown sugar would be gorgeous in here. If you don't have hot sauce, some dried chili flakes. It's all about using what you have in the kitchen cupboard to make a really saucy and delicious chicken dish. So now that the bacon is slightly kind of crisping up and starting to fry off, I'm going to transfer it out into a bowl. At this point now, it's done its job. So just transfer that out. We're going to add in another touch of oil, just a tiny bit because I want to add some butter as well. And to this, we're going to give it a good grinding of black pepper, some sea salt, all the way over the pan, and then straight in with your chicken thighs. I'm using skinless chicken thighs here, but use whatever takes your fancy. If you have chicken breasts, you could use them. You could do this with a leg, would be absolutely gorgeous. But the whole point is that you're gonna get lovely color on this chicken. So straight into a nice hot pan with your salt and pepper, and then we're gonna do exactly the same with our salt and pepper on the other side. This is the kind of recipe that if I am stuck for what to make for dinner, this comes out on a regular basis in our house. It's very simple. Both our boys devour chicken, and you can serve it with pasta, rice, like all those things I suggested already. Give that a minute or two to catch and turn a nice golden brown color. We're gonna flip it then and add in our other ingredients to get this into a nice saucy place. Now look at that, that's the golden brown color you are looking for on the chicken. Do not turn them until they look golden like this, otherwise they're gonna be very miserable in the pan. So once it's at this point, you turn them over, reduce the heat ever so slightly. I'm gonna add in a little knob of butter. And to the butter, we're gonna get in there with some garlic. Give that a little stir, introduce the garlic to the butter, to the chicken, all those good things are happening right now. And we're gonna add the bacon back into the pan at this point. All those lovely bacon juices go in there as well. And this is where it's time to start forming this beautiful sauce. So the chicken's coloring a little bit underneath, but what we wanna do now is hit it with a good glug of white wine. If you don't have white wine, you could use apple cider vinegar just to give it a bit of sharpness, maybe a little bit less going in here. Pour that in, and give it a good glug and let it sizzle away. And while that's happening, we're gonna start building our sauce with our pantry ingredients. Some honey for some sweetness, absolutely glorious in amongst this chicken. Some peppery bite in the form of some Dijon mustard. One ingredient I always have in the pantry is a hot sauce. This is a chipotle hot sauce. You only need a dash of this, but it adds a nice bit of vibrancy to a dish like this. So just a little splodge is perfect. And one thing I love in with this sauce is some salty capers. So about a teaspoon of capers here, just sprinkled in around this chicken, is gonna be absolutely glorious. And if you have them, which I do, a few sprigs of thyme, all you gotta do is pick off those leaves and just place them in amongst the chicken. And that is basically it. Give that a stir, let it cook out, and let it form this viscous, brown, gorgeous sauce that is gonna make the most beautiful chicken dinner you ever had. Serve it with whatever you fancy or serve it by itself. Either way, it's gonna be absolutely delicious. After a minute or so, you should be left with sticky, glossy, saucy chicken that is ready to be served up, which is exactly what I'm gonna do. Pop it onto a plate, bring it straight to the table, allow people to tuck in, serve it with whatever you fancy on the side. And the beauty of this recipe is that you can adapt it with veggies in the pan if you fancied as well. It's lovely with mushrooms, particularly around this time of year. But make sure you don't leave even just a single piece of bacon in this frying pan, or any of that sauce too. Last little touch, and it does need it, is some parsley over the top. But that for me is a saucy chicken dinner that is ready to rock and is completely adaptable with whatever you have in your pantry. Please have the confidence to adapt it with whatever ingredients you need. But right now, I'm gonna do the honors and try some. And because that chicken is cooked out in the wine, it always just makes it really nice and tender when it goes to slice. That is my kind of chicken dinner. Salty, sweet, and a little bit spicy. I know it has the hot sauce in there, but you don't really kind of overpower it with that. It's only the touch, and it's smokiness that I'm getting from chipotle rather than a sharp spice. But it works really well with the saltiness. And then you've got really tender chicken that has been brought to life with a bit of freshness and the parsley. Make sure you leave me a comment letting me know what your quick fix chicken dinner is, and maybe give me some inspiration. What would you like to see next on this channel? As always, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and right now, this is so tasty, I'm going off to enjoy it by myself. Goodbye.